On today's 30-minute mechanic, you've probably been wondering, what's the deal with the green car? Well, the deal is it runs and everything, but it doesn't have any brakes. So I've got to get the brakes bled. In order to do that, I've got to get these brake fittings to stop leaking. So buckle up, let's go. All right, I'll kind of catch you up on. Okay, green car runs, yay, all that stuff. Way back when, I removed the ABS module. Okay, the ABS module usually lives right around there. Mainly because with the other front dress, I didn't have room for it. It was interfering with stuff, so I took it off. Not a big deal. I don't really need ABS on this car. I don't have ABS on that car or much of my other cars. So anyways, so I took it off, and you kind of got a lot of spaghetti. I kind of talked about this in one of the other videos. You got a lot of spaghetti of brake lines here, and for the most part, I don't have any leaks, but this one right here and that one right there continue to leak, and they are about to drive me crazy because I've cut them off. I've made new flares and done that multiple times, and they still continue to leak. So I decided, maybe if I do it on camera, maybe my luck will change. So that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to try to see if I can get those things fixed where they don't leak, and then I can put brake fluid in this thing, and I can bleed the brakes, and then I'll be closer to actually driving this car. So here we go. Now, this has been one of the most frustrating things that I have undertaken to date on this car. I've made flares before, double flares for brake lines, and they, never had much trouble with them. This time, well, let me back up. This car has bubble flares, or it did. It had bubble flares, metric bubble flares. So I bought the kit from Harbor Freight that I could make bubble flares with. Well, I didn't have any luck doing that. So I got frustrated with that, and I said, forget it. I'm just going to make my own. I'm just going to cut everything off and put double flares and everything. Well, that worked. That's worked right here. It's worked right here. It's worked right here. It's worked right here. It's worked right here. But it does not work here or right here. So this car has these weirdo plastic coated lines, and I think that's part of my problem. I do have some I have some bigger fittings here. They have bigger hex on them, and the hole seems to fit the brake line stuff a little tighter than that. So I'm going to use some of these purple ones and see if maybe that will fix my issue. This one right here just leaks at will, or it did. And I tighten it up, and it leaks out the backside here. See, I mean, got it on my finger right there. See that shiny? This one barely leaks. So, that's actually rubbing off. My finger's purple now. Look at that. Oh, crud, I dropped it. Brake fluid was actually taking the purple off of that. So anyways, maybe if I do this on camera, it will work and be done. Not likely to happen, but I do need my readers. Great. Hold on. Okay, what we're going to start by doing here is taking this dude loose. See, I didn't even feel like it was tight. And I don't understand why. Look at that. I mean, I just turned that thing another, I don't know, quarter turn. Why is it doing that? Maybe I can just tighten it up some more and it'll stop leaking. Maybe. I mean, that's what I keep telling myself. I keep saying, oh, if I just tighten it up some more, maybe it'll stop leaking. And then I tighten it up some more. And then I come back later and there's fluid on it. Come to the point where I may just turn that a bunch again. You know what I should do? Maybe I'll get in the car and pump the brakes a few times and see if I have fluid coming up right there. Oh, there's been a lot of things that are frustrating on this car, but this takes the cake. I don't think that's doing anything. I think the master cylinder is probably empty. I had to put a plastic deal down there because it just drained right out. Well, rears. I don't know, but that may have. Let me check some of these other ones too while I'm here. Don't get why these things are loose. That one I got this one gorilla tight. Let's see, you can see the shining on my finger. Where's my rag? Yep. Look at that. Okay, I'm taking that one apart. I'm going to redo that one. I'm going to redo this one for sure. And this is the, I don't know, second or third time I've done it. And I think this one's leaking too. Still. This one's dripping on the floor. You're dripping on the floor. Yep. Maybe I'm just not being conscious enough when I'm making them. I don't know. Careful enough when I'm making them, but gosh. All right, now while we're waiting for that to drip, I was going to show you all something. Contacted a buddy of mine, owns a sign shop in Amarillo, and boom, he made me some 30-minute mechanic stickers. 30-minute mechanic, as seen on YouTube. First car to get a 30-minute mechanic sticker was that one right there, because that was our first project. All right, I couldn't stand it. First sticker on this car. Clean off a spot for it. This thing's filthy, but we're gonna clean off a spot on the back window here. We're gonna put our ooh, that's lovely. Put our very first sticker on the green Mustang. Maybe, what is on this? Maybe it's on the inside. Can't wipe it off if it's on the inside. What are the odds of me getting this completely off center and crooked? I think it's pretty good. Luckily, if I do, I have a lot more than I can. Let me get my readers down here. Well, maybe that's about right. There we go. First sticker on the car, right there. "30-minute mechanic." All right, here we are back to see if we have any drips. Don't see any drips there. No shiny on my finger. And no shiny on my finger there either. So maybe we're good. Maybe we've kind of got it taken care of. Maybe I just had to do it on camera. Oh, and a minor update on this rig. Seems to work okay. Everything's cool. I think the valve cover is leaking right back there, because I think maybe that may have been part of what my trouble was originally, because you can let this thing idle all day long and it won't drip. Take it for a drive around the parking lot, come back, and you've got oil on the header on this side and down the back of the block. And I think that may be in part what was causing my oil leak. Maybe not the rear, well, the rear main was wrong, but in part, that may have been part of what it is. So I may have to replace some gaskets on this side, or on both sides, but I'll get to that. I tightened, the valve cover bolts really weren't very tight, so I've tightened those up. Maybe that'll cure the problem. All right, it's gonna do it for 30-minute mechanic today. Microphone's on now. Played with our brake lines a little bit in the green car. Maybe I got them fixed this time. Maybe it just took me doing it on camera to get it to work right. I don't know. It hadn't leaked yet, so my fingers are crossed. Make sure you hit the description. Check out my friends' channels. See what those guys are up to. But for now, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye. The music just starts playing in my head automatically when I say that.